Man, oh man, today is a good day for the Division community. Not only did we get behind the scenes footage and dev dialogue from the developers that made the base of ops here in the Division 2, we were also given a dev update from the Division Resurgence, and we have the playtest next week for America and Brazil, and that will be a part of the regional playtest number 3, or regional beta. There you go. So what else? So we have the behind the scenes footage, the dev log. We have the Resurgence update where they're showing that not only do they have a new Division Insider program, but they're also bringing up the next beta test next week. And it's looking like the global launch is going to be on the 10-year anniversary in March. So things are really ramping up for the Division. Oh, and did I mention the new named ACS12 in the Division 2? Here, let's discuss. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from, but I will be playing you some footage right after this quick summary. But I want to show you these pillars. Hold on a second. Let's go upstairs because the developers talked about these pillars right here. So apparently, in the behind-the-scenes footage, when you walk up these stairs, they wanted it to where you could look and see the door to where you have to go for the president and Manny. But you see how it blocks out the door completely? And that's how a lot of players, they don't know where to go for this door right here. So it was pretty funny listening to the devs break that down and how they really hate how this blocks the door and things like that, but they had to use it for the design. There's a lot of cool behind the scenes that they dropped today, they being Massive Entertainment, and that is the Ubisoft studio that made this game. But new named ACS12. Now, many of you have noticed that since the latest title update, if you go to your expertise tab, yes, the expertise is maxed out at 30. However, we have a new item to make proficient. Now, that is a shotgun. It is a new named ACS12, and it is called the Stack Broker. The Stack Broker. Now, the only thing I can safely say about this is we're about to have a holiday event coming up, okay? So yes, we do have the stretch goals event, and yes, we do have the end of this season and all that, but we have another holiday season coming up. Not only that, but we also have Black Friday coming up. And remember that Black Friday was what jumped off the Division in the lore, and they do like to, promote Black Friday. So maybe that has something to do with Black Friday, but I am leaning more towards it's going to be our next named item for the next holiday event. So there it is. You can go ahead and make it fully proficient right now just by donating materials like so. And now we have 445 items to make fully proficient in the Division 2. But that is the new named weapon that will be coming to the game, and it's called the Stack Broker. I would expect that in the next holiday event, or maybe it's in the Black Friday event. Whatever it is, it's going to be hitting the game very soon. Whenever they add it to the expertise, it usually means it's going to be added to the game very soon after. Now, another thing is the knee pads, right? The Turmoil knee pads are still not in here, so that's still odd. And if you go to chess pieces, you can still see that there's no Point Man chess piece, and instead it's like a glitched out Armadillo Heligard chess piece. So there's a few weird things over here in the expertise, but a lot of people did show me that, we do have a new named weapon called the Stack Broker. Now, the other thing is the Division Resurgence. So this is the new mobile game that is coming very, very soon to all devices. It's going to be worldwide to all devices. The next playtest will be next week, November the 18th. Now remember, they do leaderboards and everything in the Division Resurgence, and you can build up your clan way past 50 people. I think last time we did the regional beta test, we were at like 120 to 130 members. But who knows what they changed with the clans for this regional beta test. But I hope to see you all there. Join up with the DoD, Disciples of Doom, and we'll show you all the cool little things in the Division Resurgence next week. Pretty cool. I can't wait. I did play the regional beta 1 and 2, so playing this one is going to be a blast. But hey, let's jump over to the developers. First, we'll listen to the behind-the-scenes footage with the developers who made the Base of Ops. And then we'll jump over to the Division Resurgence, and I'll let you listen to all of the news over there. But that's it for me. That is your news recap. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Hit the like, subscribe, you know the YouTube spiel, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace out, and roll that footage. We get to play the Division Resurgence next week. Regional Beta 3 will be next week for the Division Resurgence. If you have any sort of mobile device, tablet, what have you, you can even play this on your TV. But the Division Resurgence will be available for the Regional Beta test November 18th. That is next week. You can get your hands on the Division Resurgence. Remember, this is made completely from Unreal Engine, not Snowdrop, and this is made for mobile devices. Yes, you can play this on your computer, your TV, what have you. I have in the past, and you can connect whatever controller you have to play the game. It is seamless, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I have already been a part of the Regional Beta 1 and 2, so the Regional Beta 3 being next week, best believe I will be there front and center. So I hope to see you there, where we can build up our clans, and I can show you some cool stuff within the game. But hey, don't take my word for it. This is what the developers had to say.
Alert. Intercepting JTF radio traffic.
Hello, agents. It's been a long time, and we've got some important news for you, and we need to give you some insight into the situation.
Indeed, it has been a long time, but rest assured that our team has been working hard behind the scenes. Over the past few months, we have expanded and reorganized our team to bring in some new key expertise that will allow us to make the game better and steadily support it after launch. Our aim during this time has been to pinpoint the areas of improvements that our different tests helped highlight, start gathering all the final puzzle pieces that will allow us to deliver the game. The good news here is that our efforts over the past few months have really paid off, with development resuming at a faster pace.
We are still hard at work building a new Division game that we can be proud of, and we are still committed to the same original vision, bringing you a genuine Division experience, playable on the go with its own innovations. A game that will continue to grow and expand after launch alongside other Division titles. Our passion remains as strong as ever, and expanding the team has helped us acquire fresh perspectives. Our aim has always been, and remains, to deliver a AAA mobile experience that honors the Division franchise heritage.
So the big question in everyone's mind at this point is, what's going to happen next? Moving forward, we are committed to keeping you informed about our progress with more regular updates. Your feedback and support are invaluable to us, and we want to ensure that you are an integral part of this journey. That is why we have started our Division Resurgence Insider program, where a select few can provide direct feedback to the team to help us test and improve key aspects of the gameplay. We'll tell you more on this in a few minutes. But before that, as Fabrice mentioned, we have onboarded many new talents into the team and have asked them to share with us a few words on what inspires them, encourages them, and motivates them when working on the Division Resurgence.
I've always liked the Division's gameplay. I think a looter-shooter RPG with extraction PvP elements like the Dark Zone could do really well in the mobile space.
The aspect that impresses me the most with TDR is the graphic quality on mobile, and I find the controls to be very easy to handle. Simply being able to rediscover the Division franchise is something I really enjoy.
My favorite thing about this game is the post-apocalyptic theme with the high-tech gadgets. I am more of an RPG player, so I really love build, min-maxing.
We are not making compromises for being mobile. We bring them a whole new story, a whole new lore to explore, and a lot of content in general for them to play.
As part of our ongoing effort to keep improving the game, we have kicked off our Division Resurgence Insider Program. The Insider Program allows an exclusive group of highly involved players to join a private community on Discord with the goal of collecting detailed feedback and improving the game for all. This is linked to the ETF program, already operational on The Division 2. Players in the Insider program can talk directly with members of the Division Resurgence dev team about the game features and content. They may even get access to early versions of the game to test in a controlled environment. As a player, you will be directly benefiting from the insightful discussions, testing and reviewing that these insiders will be performing. The program was kicked off earlier this year and a handful of insiders have already joined. In the meantime, make sure to join us on the main Resurgence Discord server, which is open to all. The team is always checking what you guys say there, and we would love to chat with you.
So, what can you expect from us now? We want to be more open with you all about our processes and communicate more frequently about the game status.
As we move forward, we plan on giving you more regular updates about the game's development and readiness, giving you guys a glimpse into how we work and a chance to ask your questions to the team. And the most important question of all is, when will the game be available?
I can't tell you the exact release date yet, but as we get closer to launch, we intend to open up the game to a limited number of players for testing. This, in turn, will transition into a full release of the game at a later date. We are confident that the changes we have made will result in a game that not only honors the legacy of the Division, but also pushes the boundaries of what is possible in mobile gaming.
Agents, the road ahead is filled with exciting possibilities. So while the past few months were very quiet, what's coming will be a true landmark for the project and for us as a community.
Objective updated. Warning. Additional incoming hostiles detected.
I'm Frederick. I worked as a level designer for Division 1 and for Division 2.
And I'm Jeremy. I'm a level artist who worked on Division 1 and Division 2. And today we're going to take you behind the scenes to look at some of the locations that we put together. Me on the base of operations, and then some of the open world locations that Frederick was working on. Okay, so I worked on the base of operations, and you can see here right at the beginning we had to make sure that it looked like it was just attacked. And for me, as a level artist, it's all about making sure that all the details are present and you can see the state of the world as it is when we get to this point in the story.
Yeah, because you have just attacked or defended the White House to get in here.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of firefights.
The layout of the White House is actually not that difficult to figure out how the floor plan is designed. If you go to Google Maps, for example, you can look at the White House and pretty much all of its detail except for specific wings. And with that, a lot of searching for information when it came to how the White House formed, how it expanded, changes to the layout over the years.
Yeah. I guess you became quite an expert on the design of the White House.
Is a bit obsessive, and I think
obsessive, yeah.
with us, it's like you have to know all of the details in order to really sell a location.
Sure.
So when it comes to looking at how the White House was laid out, there was a ton of research that went into how was it built, how many pillars are there, all of the little, like the details no one really will possibly see.
Yeah.
But if it's not there, someone might pick up on it. Basically, the layout of the White House, I tried to keep it as close to real as possible.
Yeah.
And you'll see in the hallway here, for example, this hallway is usually pretty straight and clean, and later you'll see when we start changing the stages.
Oh yeah, when you progress in the game,
Yeah, we blow the walls out so that way we can
Oh.
make more room
Yeah.
for the for what's happening. And you can see we're already marking them wall marked for removal.
Oh,
They're already
yeah.
figuring out that they're going to
Yeah.
need to expand this space. But when you mentioned the changing of the layout, there's one little detail, is this pillar.
I know. The pillar.
Yeah, this pillar is a bit of an eyesore, I think, to level design, and
It's kind of, you see that door behind it?
yeah,
You don't see the door behind it, that's the thing, yeah.
And this door is quite important for most of the game.
Yeah.
And if that pillar is just in the way, most people will miss it, or they won't know that the door is there, and they'll just start running around trying to figure out where the heck they're supposed to go.
Yeah, and we don't want to have markers and breadcrumbing everywhere, so it should also feel natural in the way you go around the environment.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, now the details that I ended up getting into with how this place was constructed and like what's inside the walls, and I mean, I think luckily but unluckily there was a fire in 1929, I believe, and there's a ton of imagery showing like what happened during that fire and then all the repairs that had to occur. Now the benefit for me is it allowed me to look at a bunch of images of essentially the reconstruction of the building in the areas where the fires occurred. And that really helped me understand like how stuff's put together, so I can at least imply that the structure is real, or is built in a way that feels real or authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I look at the layout of the White House, I was trying to think of I'm gonna switch to there's like this developer camera that we play with. It's a bit dark. Let's change the time of day. Does that work for you? So we have control over the time of day. We're able to disconnect the camera and look at the big picture. This helps a lot when we're reviewing content and figuring out how the big picture affects the details that we're trying to portray. And for example, what I was talking about with thinking about the overall layout is the White House is a huge property. And this outer perimeter has a bunch of different checkpoints, or areas that I would assume would be checkpoints in our world.
Yeah.
So by building this checkpoint process, I'm trying to imagine what you would go through passing through this space to get into the White House, given the certain situation that we're in. So if we fly around the entire perimeter quickly, you can see that there's checkpoints all over the property. And just trying to make sure that we don't get to show areas that have a weakness or don't look like they can be fortified. That'll just make the whole space feel a little less real.
Yeah.
And trying to think about how this place is to be defended and the layers of fencing and storytelling along the outside just further enhances the reality or the details that we're trying to portray.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a very strategic point, so they would have big defenses here,
Yeah.
or heavy defenses. But this also changes throughout the game, right? They
Yeah.
become more and more defended or protected.
Yeah, so if we go to the front here, you can see that normally there's a lot of protests that would happen in real life.
Yeah.
And in our game, the protests in the narrative escalate to the point where they do try and storm the White House. And you can see a lot of damage and
Oh yeah,
and
that's a lot of
I
damage.
guess how would you describe that? You can see that a lot of detail is put into place when it comes to like the damage of the perimeter. And this is kind of the state that I wanted to portray that you're coming into as an agent. And it's like, okay, how do I take this place, bring it back up, and fortify it, and then start taking back DC? So this is the final stage in the main game for the main narrative. And you can see that we have tank traps or
tank blockers.
These giant metal things for blocking vehicles. And then we've also got a more fortified layer as well as big spotlights. So at night you can actually see the spotlights and a sense of, like the goal I wanted with those lights is to have this sense of presence where now it's like, okay, we're here,
if you
we've
step
fortified.
here, we will see you.
Yeah, and if you're with us, this is a safe location.
I guess this is also accompanied with patrolling NPCs also along
Yes.
the watchtower.
Yeah, there was a level designer and a tech designer that were helping me make sure that the spaces felt logical and that there were a lot of characters
Yeah,
walking around that
exactly.
made sense for like, oh, this person is walking the perimeter, the fence
Yeah.
line to just, you know, make sure that everything was
Yeah, it should make
protected.
logical sense. How did that NPCs get there, etc.
Yeah.
Because that's a main theme also throughout the game. Like when you see an NPC, they have a purpose, and they're
Yes.
either going somewhere or protecting somewhere, but they have like a job or a purpose, a duty that they're
Right.
doing.
Yeah, and that's actually, it's really interesting, and probably one of my favorite things when it comes to the NPCs that you're running around with is you're hearing them say things, and it's relevant to what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the front of the White House, and you can kind of see the state of things. Like everything has been cleaned up.
Yeah.
The big opening that was initially present is now a gate to a launch pad, and you can see we've got quite a bit of security. There's spotlights on the top. You've got
Yeah.
added guard towers, and yeah, it's
And
just
the
a
hurt
lot
civilians are being taken care of.
more. I mean, they're not hurt anymore. They're up there.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
They're saved now.
Yeah. Oh man.
What?
They're saved now.
Yeah.
Oh, that cracks me up. Yeah, the White House has basically been cleaned up. The one thing that bugs me to this day is the bullet holes are hard to clean up, and I don't know why I deleted those.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like I should have swapped it for something where it looks like you know how you use the plaster to like cover
exactly.
the
Fix
holes.
the
and
holes. Yeah.
it probably would have looked a little bit more realistic. So those are the types of details I get kind of crazy about.